Bruce, it's wonderful to have you visit the school again. The students always get excited when Batman stops by. I hope the flight from Gotham wasn't too turbulent. I've had tea prepared, your usual blend if I remember correctly. How have you been managing everything? The weight of Gotham must feel heavier some days.
Charles, thank you for the hospitality. The school looks better every time I visit. Robin's doing well. He'd love to train with some of your students sometime. Alfred's in good health, sends his best. Gotham's been manageable lately, which usually means something worse is coming. I appreciate you making time for this meeting. Your insights into human psychology are always valuable when I'm dealing with particularly complicated threats.
You're always welcome here, Bruce. The X-Men could learn from your tactical approach to problems. Speaking of which, I sense you're troubled by something specific. Your mind is more guarded than usual, which tells me this is serious. What's weighing on you tonight? I'm here to help however I can. Let's discuss whatever brought you to Westchester in the middle of your patrol schedule.
There's a man called Baron Zemo who's been orchestrating attacks against superhero teams globally. He's a tactical genius from a family of Nazi war criminals. Unlike his father, Helmut uses manipulation and strategy instead of brute force. He's already destroyed the Avengers once by turning them against each other. Now intelligence suggests he's targeting the Justice League. I need perspective on how to counter someone who fights with psychological warfare.
A strategist who weaponizes division and mistrust among allies. That's particularly insidious. I've dealt with similar tactics from Magneto over the years, though Eric's motivations are different. Zemo sounds like he understands that the strongest teams crumble from internal conflict faster than external assault. What's his endgame? Is he seeking power, revenge, or does he have ideological motivations driving these attacks against heroes?
Zemo blames superheroes for his father's death and his own disfigurement. He wears a purple mask to hide scars from an accident caused during a hero confrontation. His goal is proving that heroes are frauds who cause more harm than good. He wants to expose the Justice League as dangerous vigilantes who operate above the law. He's not wrong about some of his criticisms, which makes him more dangerous. Truth mixed with manipulation is harder to counter.
A villain who uses legitimate grievances to justify destructive actions. That's challenging because you can't simply dismiss his arguments as madness. The best lies contain kernels of truth. Zemo's tactics remind me of psychological warfare I've seen in military operations. He'll exploit existing tensions, insecurities, and doubts within your team. Does the Justice League have unresolved conflicts he could weaponize? Any fractures in trust or communication between members?
Every team has tensions. Superman and I disagree on methods regularly. Wonder Woman questions my paranoia. Flash thinks I'm too controlling. Zemo will find those cracks and hammer wedges into them. He's patient and thorough. He spent years planning the Avengers' downfall, planting seeds of doubt through manufactured evidence and manipulated situations. By the time they realized what was happening, they were already fighting each other. I won't let that happen to the League.
Prevention requires addressing those existing tensions before Zemo can exploit them. Open communication, acknowledging valid concerns, building stronger trust through transparency. Those are foundations that resist manipulation. But that's long-term solution. You need short-term contingency for active threat. What's your tactical approach to stopping Zemo specifically? How do you counter someone who operates through proxies and information warfare, rather than direct confrontation?
Let's get Robin's input.
Baron Zemo's weakness is his ego and his hatred. He needs heroes to know they're being beaten by him specifically. He can't resist revealing himself as the mastermind, because the victory means nothing if we don't know who defeated us. That pride creates openings. If we pretend to fall for his manipulations while actually tracking his moves, he'll get overconfident. He'll reveal himself too early thinking he's already won. That's when we strike.
Robin's assessment is psychologically sound. Zemo's need for recognition is his vulnerability. Many villains share that flaw. They need validation for their intelligence. If we stage false conflicts within the Justice League, controlled disagreements that appear genuine, Zemo will believe his plan is working. He'll accelerate his timeline and make himself visible. The question is whether your team can fake convincing conflict without creating real damage to relationships and trust.
That's where your help comes in, Charles. I need you to create telepathic safeguards for League members. Mental barriers that prevent outside manipulation while allowing genuine communication. If Zemo tries to plant false memories or enhance existing doubts, your safeguards will alert us immediately. Combined with our staged conflicts, we'll know exactly when he's making his move. We control the narrative instead of him controlling us.
Telepathic safeguards are effective, but require consent and trust from every League member. They'll need to allow me into their minds to establish protections. Not everyone is comfortable with telepathic intervention, even for good reasons. Superman might resist, given his vulnerability to mental attacks. You'll need to convince your team that temporary mental monitoring is necessary. Can you get that consent from everyone, or will some members refuse?
Master Bruce, Professor Xavier, forgive my interruption. I've been considering Baron Zemo's profile as you've described it. If he's as intelligent as you suggest, won't he anticipate that you might use telepathic defenses? He's fought the Avengers who have members with mental powers. He likely has countermeasures prepared. Relying solely on Professor Xavier's abilities might be exactly what Zemo expects. Perhaps a layered approach would be wiser.
Alfred's right about needing layers. Telepathic safeguards are one component. I'm also implementing information control protocols. Everything sensitive about the League goes through encrypted channels that I personally monitor. Any leak gets traced immediately. We limit what information exists for Zemo to manipulate. Combined with Charles's mental protections and our staged conflicts, we create multiple failure points in his plan. He can't succeed without triggering at least one of our countermeasures.
Information control, mental safeguards, and theatrical misdirection. That's comprehensive defense against psychological warfare. I'll coordinate with you on establishing the telepathic protections for willing League members. For those who refuse mental contact, we'll develop alternative communication protocols they can trust. Baron Zemo may be brilliant, but he's fighting against two minds that have countered manipulation for decades. Between your tactical planning and my understanding of psychology, we'll protect the Justice League. He won't destroy another team, Bruce.